Welcome to this month's Safety Apparel Safety Moment, brought to you by Safety Apparel and the Geoholics podcast, your go-to podcast for geospatial professionals.
Hi, I'm Safety Russ, professional land surveyor and a proud Geoholics geo expert. Joining me today is PETA, the other Geoholic, and our good friend Matt Stansberry, owner and creator of all things safety apparel. Safety is more than just following procedures. It's about fostering a culture of inclusion, respect, and responsibility. This month, we shine a spotlight on Women's History Month and International Women's Day on March 8th. Women are an essential part of our industry, and their contributions help build the world we live in.
Close to my heart, this one. Yeah.
So true.
So today we're going to address a couple of topics: the vital role of women in construction and the geospatial profession, and how we can work together to promote a diverse, skilled, and safe workplace. So we've got a few things we're going to chat about, a few myths, a few topics and things like that. So we have Matt with us. So Matt, debunking myths about women in construction. They say that anyone can work in construction and it doesn't require a skill. What do you say?
I say that is a myth, and I have some facts. And a fact about that is that it's not just muscle work, as we all know.
Yep.
Becoming skilled in a trade requires years of training and experience. While you may not need a college degree nowadays to get these type of jobs, every construction professional has spent time mastering their craft, many, many hours, many, many years.
Correct. And so what about construction is just for the men?
Well, women are building the future too. If you haven't noticed already, in every role, as you can see, from skilled laborers to project managers, and yes, even in land surveying.
Mm-hmm. Correct. So I have a quote that comes from Maya Angelou, and she said, "We may encounter defeats, but we must not be defeated." Get that out, right? We must not be defeated. There's a lot of things going on at the moment. And, you know, over the years, we've got better at being included within the construction, surveying, profession, engineering, and things like that. We still have a fair way to go. And safety is really paramount to the bottom of this, and celebrating the diverse aspects of women and what we bring to the table as well.
All right, now I'm going to talk about the power of commitment and inclusion. So I'm going to read a statement. The commitment to a career in construction doesn't end when you encounter obstacles. It's about pushing forward and conquering challenges.
So true. With that, you know, a lot of us here would know that and the obstacles that happen. So, Matt, I think you've got a nice little piece to talk about.
Oh, I do. I have another quote from an amazing woman named Mary Peltola, who was the first Alaskan Native woman elected to the U.S. Congress. She once said that commitment does not end when you encounter an obstacle. Commitment is conquering the obstacles in your way. As you know,
So true.
women in our industry face unique challenges, but they also bring new perspectives, innovative solutions, and leadership that may take teams that may make teams stronger. Sorry. A truly inclusive workplace values and supports all members of the team.
Yes.
That's very true. And I would like to add, I think the geospatial industry, while it has made great strides, I think specifically in land surveying, like we are still woefully, at least in the United States, behind on making sure that recruiting women into the industry. I mean, you're talking about, 50% of the population, right? That's all these different people, different ideas, innovation, all that stuff that's not in the pool, right? So
Yep.
I mean, it's great for the industry always to just have more people, more talented pool to pick out of. I'm sorry. And I'll end that rant, and I'll give you some more tips.
It's nice to hear the rant.
Yeah.
So here's some actionable tips, and excuse me. It seems like we have a common thread through all these quotes, and it's perseverance, right?
Yeah.
To never to keep moving forward and to keep striving. So some actionable tips are supporting mentorship programs for women in construction and surveying. That's a really good one. Provide safety training for everyone. Obviously, amazing tip right there. Make sure everyone goes to work and comes home in the same state
Correct.
that they're at, and ensure job sites are inclusive and welcoming, of course, and recognize and celebrate the contributions of women in the field. It's very important.
It's very, very important. It's a lot of things that I've sort of those tips there. I've come across those sorts of things where there isn't safety for women on the job site. There
Mhm.
aren't, you know, portable toilets. There, you've got gumboots that are size 10s that you've got to try and wear to get through a
Mhm.
site and stuff like that. It's yeah, that we're coming along. We're getting there slowly. So, on that note, I'm sort of wondering how men can support women in the field. I mean, you guys both work in the field, and we sort of touched on a few things up there. Russ,
Okay, throw me on the spot.
throwing you on the spot.
So I guess creating a supportive and safe workplace, it's a team effort, right?
Yeah,
Men in the industry play a key role in fostering a more inclusive work environment just because of, I mean, it's the sheer majority, right?
yeah,
So we
yeah.
have to really do our best and make sure, like some of the things that you mentioned were things that I wouldn't even think of right off the bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to think for the vast majority, it's just not knowing. So, you know,
Correct.
so we definitely have to step up in that regard.
Mm.
And how about
Matt,
Matt? Is there any ways that I'm sorry, Peter.
no, no, go. I was just going to say, Matt, you've got some things there that you're going to tell us about that can help and support women in office and field. Really, it's just about everywhere in the support and realizing, acknowledging things that can be done.
Yes, thank you. I have 5 main points of ways that men can support women in construction. Number one, you have mentorship and advocacy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very, like you said, very important, paramount. Uh, Along that line, you want to encourage and support women entering the field by providing mentorship and guidance. A second one is technical support. You want to ensure that women have equal access to training, skill development opportunities, and the right equipment. Address biases. So speak up when witnessing
Mm.
unfair treatment or biases on job sites. That's another
Mhm.
really big one.
That's a big one for me. You
Yeah.
have so many people say, "Oh, yeah, I saw how you were treated, or I saw how someone spoke over you, and I should have said something, but I didn't. But I acknowledge that it happened to you." And it's like we can sit here till we're blue in the face saying, you need to listen, we have a point of view, or we're capable of doing something, you need to allow us to try, and all of this sort of stuff. But without people speaking up, and it's the men that support and advocate for us need to speak up, because they will listen to you.
Yes, and sometimes
Mm.
not saying anything is basically kind of saying that actions or words or whatever is okay, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. What about
Yeah,
safety, Matt?
that sounds is not your friend there.
Yes,
No,
correct.
Another
correct.
one is safety considerations. We must help ensure that proper PPE is available for women, including harnesses, gloves, and boots designed for different body types.
Mm.
For me, on my side, I had never made a size small until I met Farah.
Yep.
And then after that, I was like, I need to expand my line and I need to focus more on everybody instead of just the vast majority that's out there because
Mhm.
it's just not very fair. I run across a lot of ladies in the construction field that when it comes to the safety gear they're wearing, very large. They
Yeah.
don't fit. The vests don't fit, the harnesses don't fit. And if it
Mhm.
doesn't fit, it's not at least a little bit tight and forming to the body, and then it becomes even more of a safety problem.
Yep. So
Absolutely,
true.
especially if you're working with power tools and stuff,
Mm.
like it becomes a danger that it could get snagged.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. No one wants to play that game.
Yeah.
The very last point I had there was to encourage open communication. That's everybody. Guys talking to guys, guys talking to gals, gals speaking up and talking to the guys, and then also sticking up for their friendly gals on site. That's where the advocacy kicks back in, but must encourage open communication. We have to foster a culture where women feel comfortable raising safety concerns and technical
Mm.
challenges without fear of being dismissed.
Yeah, that's so true. You know, I speak to a lot of women within the surveying profession, and a lot of them say they they feel that they can't speak up because they're not listened to, or they just get dismissed and think that they're just whinging and things like that. And you know, you most of the time it's a safety issue. You know, they're no different to the male counterpart. They all want to go home to their families at the end of the day, and by having safe work practices and clothing, then you know it's just got to be a fair thing. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. Just asking for
It's not
stuff
much,
you
is
need to
it?
do your job and be safe. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And so with that, I'd like to talk a little bit about workplace safety and mental health. We'll
Mm-hmm.
segment it for everyone, right?
Yes.
And so safety isn't just about physical well-being, right? It's about mental resilience too. Supporting diversity in the workplace means that just ensuring that everyone has a safe and healthy work environment.
Mm.
That's all it is.
Yeah. The mental side of it, you know, plays a big part, and it plays a big part on everybody. And I'm a big mental health advocate across the board. No matter who you are, no matter where you're working, what you're doing, or anything like that. The challenges that we face in our work environment is that we have these extra stresses put on us because, you know, we don't feel like we've been included in the group, or we have the wrong clothing on because it doesn't fit us properly, or we haven't been briefed properly, or, you know, it's that time of the month and there's nowhere you can go to, you know, refresh yourself and all of that, you know, those types of things. And our health, our bodies as we get older with perimenopause, menopause, none of that is spoken about. And so it puts a lot of pressure on the females in the workplace. And so it needs to be spoken about. It needs to get out there so that people understand we want to do our job. Just sometimes we need some extra support or tools or things put in place to help us do our job effectively.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can I
Mm.
just add too, if when people don't have the right PPE or the right safety equipment or the health and safety stuff that they need, I mean, just looking at it from a production standpoint, do you feel like those people are going to give you your all when they don't even feel valued the same,
Yeah.
uh,
That's so
to
true.
have, PPE that fits them?
Mm.
Um, just even from that point of view, at the bare minimum, I feel like, it just makes sense. Sorry. I just
No
wanted
need
to.
to apologize. It's nice to have people, nice to have people supporting. This is a
Yeah.
very, you know, this is a big thing for me. This one, you know, being Women's, you know, History Month, International Women's Day. It's just a time that we can put it out there, and you know, we're not here to say we're better than you. We're just here to do a job. Construction, surveying, yes, they're male dominated industries, but we provide assets and services and different aspects and different thought processes, and we do the job just as well or better sometimes than our male counterparts. Honestly, you know, in certain sections, you know, you know, we don't have the heavy grunt all the time, but that's not all our job is about. And so, yeah, this is something that we can all do together and be one.
Absolutely.
Mm.
To Russ's statement about safety isn't just about physical well-being, it's a mental resilience also. I have an example of that.
Hmm.
Let's say a site supervisor noticed that women on the crew often weren't provided the proper fitted PPE, which increased their risk of injury. After addressing this and ensuring access to the right gear, safety and morale improved for everyone. I mean, you all are all
Support.
on the same team,
Yeah.
right? everyone supports each other, especially in your standard two-person survey crew. There's not one person better than the other. It's just job titles,
Yep.
Right.
and everyone's
Yep.
on the same team.
Yep.
I've had women
Exactly.
work below me on a different job title. I have an awesome woman working above me right now as a project manager, and I'm telling you, without Tracy, we would be lost. Next
Hmm.
week, she's going to be at our local survey convention for a week doing her continued education and whatnot. And we're already nervous that she's not going to be there for a week. Tracy is like, she's the one that we work for. We call her our glue. We call her boss,
Yep.
even though she's not technically our boss, but we do things directly for her. And we're like, every day we get up, we're like, nope. Oh, you're too busy. Oh, you're too tired. We'll do it. We'll do it for the boss. We'll take care of it. So, on all levels, and like I said, we're all on the same team.
That's what it's about. It's about being a team and supporting your fellow team players, isn't it? Mm.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Some actionable safety tips or
Yep.
tools that you can use for that. I got a few points here. We got a must ensure proper PPE is available for everyone, regardless of gender, of course.
Hmm.
All different body sizes, doesn't matter what gender you are. We got to make sure they fit properly and that we're safe. Promote open communication so every worker feels comfortable voicing concerns.
Hmm.
There's a big thing about retaliation that we learned about in our DEI classes about fear of retaliation if you do speak up. And they
Hmm.
have a lot of policies against retaliation. So the uppers have made it clear that we are to voice our opinions for ourselves and for others in the advocacy role.
Nice.
And third one would be to encourage workplace mental health awareness and support networks. That's
Yes.
also a big one. They got a lot of websites out there for that.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, our last month's one covering the seasonal what do we call it? SAD. I
Oh
can't
yeah,
remember
Yeah.
seasonal
I
affective
know the
disorder.
acronym,
Seasonal
but yeah,
affective disorder.
there's a lot out there for that sort of stuff. I just want to mention in here because we are talking a lot about PPE and safety and stuff like that. My friend Amy, who runs the safetyrack.org, she's got a new site coming online very, very soon. She has been championing safety PPE for females in America, but also taking it across the globe, getting information, data, and all of that sort of stuff, and providing testing out and providing companies that have given her PPE to wear, to try out, to see how it works with the female. It's not just, a size of extra small gloves or anything. These are companies that are making PPE specifically for females so that we do have clothes that fit us, we do have shoes that fit us, all of that sort of stuff. So head over to safetyrack.org and follow Amy on Instagram, and she's on LinkedIn and everything as well, doing amazing things for safety for women.
I'm in. That's great. I will definitely follow her.
Yes, please do. Okay, so recapping the key points we've sort of talked about, women play an essential role in construction, surveying, and geospatial industries. Your commitment means overcoming challenges, and diversity strengthens teams. Having the different people makes a team stronger. Men can actively support women by mentoring, addressing bias, and ensuring safety and fostering an inclusive workplace. Can I just put that in bold? And lastly, our safety and inclusion go hand in hand. Everyone deserves the right to gear and the right training and the right support.
That's really
Here,
well
here.
said. I mean, at the end of the day, that's, the last two that you said, that's really
Yeah.
what it comes down to, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right. So I guess this is what I would like to know. I'd like to know how everyone watching this video, how do you and your team promote diversity and inclusion on
Mm.
job sites? And I would like to either they could share their thoughts with info at the geoholics.com or just comment on the video.
Yep.
But yeah, we'd be curious to hear
Yep.
how everyone else.
Or also, if you've got websites or videos that you think may help, throw the links in there, send them to us, and we'll get them out there for you.
Awesome.
Matt.
Great. All working together. So a little call to action for this bit is let's commit to fostering a safer, more inclusive industry where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. So remember, a strong workforce is a diverse workforce. And as always, safety doesn't happen by accident. It's intentional.
Very true.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to this month's Safety Apparel Safety Moment, proudly sponsored by the Geoholics podcast. And until next time, stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay strong.
And
We can do it together. Let's keep building the future together.
Yeah.
Building the future together.